guys, this is Jess from makeandocrew.com, and in this tutorial we're going to learn how to crochet the basket weave stitch. We're going to use Lion's Pride wool spun yarn and a size M hook. This is a category 5, and if you're making something that you want to have some good drape, like an afghan, I would just size up a little bit on your hook. So that's why I'm using an M today. So let's talk about how the basket weave stitch works. It's really just a repeat of 8 stitches where you're working 4 that appear in the front of the fabric and 4 that appear in the back. And that creates a fully reversible fabric that is worked in sections of 8 and then 4 rows this way. So you repeat and alternate to create that nice basket weave look. To get started with any basket weave project, we need a multiple of 8 stitches plus 2. So that could be a chain 10, because it would be 8 plus 2. It could be a chain 18, so that would be 16 plus 2. It could be 26. Any multiple of 8 plus 2, and then you're going to add 2 more for the foundation chain. So here I have a total of 12 stitches, and what that's going to do is allow me to begin my base row working into the 4th chain from the hook. So I'm going to skip those first 3 and then I'm going to double crochet all the way across this row, and this will never be repeated again. This is just kind of the setup row that's going to allow our pattern to build on top of it. Alright, so I've worked a total of 9 double crochets here because this first turning chain counts as 1. So I have 10 total, and that's the base row. So now we're ready for the first row of the basket weave pattern. So I'm chaining 2 and turning my work. And the basket weave patterns actually just worked with double crochets. They're just inserted and worked in a slightly different spot in your fabric. So I'm going to yarn over, and we're going to begin with DC/RF stitches. So what does that mean? It means double crochet that's raised in the front. So to do that, when we think of the front, we're inserting our hook through the front of the fabric, and we're calling this the post of this double crochet stitch. So I yarn over at the top here, and then I'm inserting my hook from the front behind this post and then popping it back out right here so that I can grab my yarn, and then I work it just like a regular double crochet. So I have 3 loops here. I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through the last 2. So what we did here was we worked a double crochet. It's just kind of linked to the post of the bottom double crochet. So we're going to repeat that 4 times. So I'm yarning over here, and then I'm inserting my hook through the front, around to the back, grabbing the yarn, pulling it through, and then finishing off a regular double crochet. So that's 2. We're always going to work in multiples of 4. So I'm inserting my hook from the front, around this post, grabbing my yarn, finishing off the double crochet just like that, and I'm going to work 1 more front post double crochet. So I'm working from the front, coming out, and completing the double crochet. So what we've done now is we have 1 setup stitch over here, which is our turning chain, and then we have 4 double crochets that are showing up in the front of the fabric. Now we need to work the ones that are going to show up in the back of the fabric. So those are abbreviated as DC/RB. So that just means a double crochet that's raised in the back of the fabric. And we're going to yarn over, and this is just the opposite of what we did in the previous 4. So we're inserting our hook from the back of the fabric and popping it out here, bringing it across that post and pulling the yarn through. It's a little strange, but we're just bringing that yarn around so that then we can complete our double crochet. So I'm yarning over, pulling through, yarning over, and pulling through again. So let's try that again. I'm yarning over, and I'm working through the back of the fabric. So my hook goes behind the fabric, goes over that post, and back out the back of the fabric. So because I'm working the back post, I'm grabbing the yarn at the back of the fabric, pulling it through, tucking it around, and then completing my double crochet. Let's do it again. So again, I'm going to yarn over and go through the back of the fabric, over the post, and back out the back again, to yarn over and bring my loop up and then complete the double crochet. So I've worked 3 of those. We're going to work 1 more through the back, grab the yarn, complete the double crochet, and now what we've done is 4 in the front and 4 in the back. So we're gonna finish up this swatch row with a regular double crochet that's just worked into the top of this turning chain. So as you can see, what we've done is 8 stitches in the basket weave pattern, and then these ones, whatever, no matter how many number of stitches you have total, the one that's on the far right and the one that's on the far left are always going to be kind of your setup stitches, and those aren't going to be part of the pattern, but they kind of disappear into the total basket weave look just at the edges here. We are going to repeat that exact row 3 more times to make our basket weave pattern. So I'm going to chain 2 and turn, and I'm going to do those front post double crochets. So I'm yarning over, coming through the front, going to the back and then the front again, yarning over and completing my double crochet. So again, I'm yarning over, going through the front to the back, yarning over and completing the double crochet. So if we work 4 of those total, then we will work another 4 through the back of the fabric to make the stitches that show up in the back. So now I'm at the ones that I work in the back. So I'm going to yarn over, come through the back of the fabric, go over the post, grab the yarn, and complete my double crochet. So let's work 3 more of those in the back, just like this. And now we're at the end of the row again, so I'm going to just double crochet in that turning chain. So we need to repeat that row 2 more times to have a total of 4 rows to build our basket weave pattern. So we've repeated that row 4 times now, and what we have is the first and second tiles of our basket weave pattern. So if you see right here, this is the first section, and we're going to repeat that look but just reverse it so that we can create this alternating look of tiles across the basket weave pattern. So that means in row 5 we're going to do exactly how it sounds. We're going to actually just reverse the pattern. So we were working in the front post at first, and now we're going to work from the back. So I'm going to bring my hook up from the back, over the post, grab the yarn, and bring it back out so that I can complete my double crochet, but I've wrapped it around the back of that post. And now my stitch is going to appear right here on the back of the fabric. So I'm going to do that 3 more times. I'm yarning over, coming up from the back, going back to the back, grabbing the yarn, and completing my double crochet. So these are our back post stitches we're working here. I'm coming from the back, yarning over, and then completing my double crochet. So I have 1 more of those to work from the back, and then we're going to switch to our front post double crochets. So I've got 4 there, and I'm going to now work from the front. So I'm inserting my hook from the front of the fabric around the post, coming back out the front, and yarning over and completing my double crochet. So I'm going to do that stitch 3 more times. We're always working in sections of 4, and then working that last double crochet just into the turning chain at the end. So I'm coming in through the front, going behind that post, yarning over, and completing my double crochet. And then that last double crochet goes in the turning chain here to create the edge of the fabric. So we've done 1 row where we do the back post first and then the front post. So we're going to repeat that 3 more times where I'm chaining 2 and then working into that first post. We're never working in this turning chain here, we're just working into the first post. So I'm going from the back and grabbing my yarn, and I'm going to do 4 of those total in the back and then 4 in the front, and we want a total of 4 of these rows, and then we should end up with a square that's starting to show our basket weave grid. So now that I completed my 4 row repeat here, you can see the basket weave stitch starting to emerge, and You can just repeat those last 8 rows, so 4 of this section, 4 of that section, to create as many tiles as you want in your basket weave project. And be sure to check out makeanddocrew.com for my free lineage afghan pattern, which uses the basket weave stitch that you now know how to do. Thanks for watching and happy crocheting!